Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta LR unit that has recently come to DBZ Dokkan battle as a part of the 7th anniversary. Now this is the Saiyan warriors with ultimate power, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and these two have an active skill which will make them Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now I was unfortunate enough to not get a copy of these guys, but we'll be using them as a friend lead during the course of the video to take a look at them at 55%. So because of that, they will not be running under a double 200% lead, so their stats will be a little bit lower than if you were to use them as a leader on your own team and them as a friend lead. Now with that being said, let us take a look at the unit. So they are a Fused Fighters or GT Heroes category lead of Ki +3 and HP attack and defense of 170%, with an additional HP attack and defense of 30% for characters who also belong to Kamehameha. They raise their attack and defense on both their 12 and 18 Ki, and in terms of passive, they activate an entrance animation once only and guard all attacks for one turn from the start of turn. They have an additional 1 Ki per type Ki sphere obtained and attack and defense of 77% from the start of turn for 7 turns. They also have attack and defense of 120% with an additional Ki +1 per type Ki sphere obtained. They have the chance of performing a crit plus 7% per rainbow Ki sphere obtained, and their launch and additional super attack win Ki is 20 or more. They also have attacks effective against all types win Ki is 24. So what this means is, obviously it's the exact same passive as the Super Saiyan God units. What this essentially means is that for the first 7 turns of battle, they will be at 197% attack and defense with 2 Ki per type Ki sphere obtained. After the 7 turns have expired, they will now only have 120% with only 1 extra Ki per type Ki sphere. In terms of link set, they have Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Shocking Speed, GT, Saiyan Raw, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power, and their active skill can be activated from the 4th turn, starting from battle. So we also have them fused into the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Obviously the leader skill does not change. They now greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, which is a 50% buff, and they also massively raise attack and defense for 1 turn, which is a 100% buff on their 12 and 18 Ki respectively. They also disable enemies action, which means they will take away one of your enemy's attacks from any enemy that they hit with their super attack. They have attack and defense of 177% with an additional Ki of 2 per type Ki sphere obtained. The chance of performing a crit and reducing damage received plus 7% per rainbow Ki sphere obtained, and they have attacks effective against all types, medium chance of performing a critical hit, high chance of launching an additional super attack, and high chance of evading the enemy's super attack and countering with tremendous power. So whereas the Super Saiyan Gods are kind of a unit that thrives on being very strong depending on how many Ki orbs you get, Gogeta kind of forsakes that a little bit by removing a lot of the Ki and Ki orb requirements, but to be a lot more cookie cutter build in terms of utility. So whereas the Super Saiyan Gods are guaranteed to fire an additional super attack, Gogeta just has a high chance of firing an additional super attack, which is 50%, which is decent, but it's not guaranteed. Same with critting. He's obviously got that high chance or that medium chance of performing a crit that's common amongst both, but he also has the high chance of evading enemy super attack and countering with tremendous power. So yeah, obviously that's pretty good. It's 50% evasion chance on supers. He can have up to 35% damage reduction, and you have the stock standard, obviously higher levels of defense that both units can have. Because of this, I think Gogeta is seen as the slightly better defensive unit, especially in events where the evasion of the Gods unit cannot really come into play, because once both units kind of lose their evasion, the only thing really remaining is the damage reduction and the raw defensive numbers. Now both units can put up pretty similar raw defensive numbers, it's Gogeta where you can get that damage reduction, and that damage reduction is very critical in obviously getting everything motoring. So here we go, we've got the entrance animation. Won't talk over the second entrance animation that plays in the review video, but for now, obviously, you can just hear my thoughts. Obviously, we've got a pretty nice setup here. We do have them linked up. We are going to link them with the SS4 Goku. So they do share 6 links with SS4 Goku. The only one they don't share is Prepared for Battle. They obviously have Shocking Speed instead. He is, by default, their best linking partner. And we can see them with a pretty sizable amount of defense with no support on the rotation, 148,000. So overall, a really, really strong link set and a really strong showing. 5.8 million, very, very good. So comparing these numbers to the God units, very, very similar, and it would make sense. Yeah, they both have very, very similar passives. Gogeta's defense is slightly higher, and that's only because their link set contains GT and Saiyan Raw, and GT and Saiyan Raw are both very strong links that will eventually gain defense over time. So if anyone's ever started link leveling Gogeta at all, basically they have, I think in total, 20% defense in their passives, excluding Shocking Speed, compared to the I think it's just 5% defense that the Gods unit would have. So when you factor in things like the defense and the link sets, when you factor in things like the damage reduction, you can start to see a trend that Gogeta will be the slightly better defensive unit should you activate all of his links. Now, the main thing about Gogeta, I think, is that he is, or does feel, slightly more limited in terms of link partners. If you take a look at units like the Super Saiyan Gods, first let's just take a look here. We've got 175k defense. It's pretty good. We don't have any support, by the way, from the GT Suns unit. So we're just going to take a look at, obviously, Goku and Vegeta's raw stats again. 175k. Very nice step up from the previous turn. That means that after this turn we should be sitting at over 200k. Again, very nice attack stat as well, over 6 million, all at 55%, so literally a fantastic showing from the unit. But again, very comparable to the God units, literally almost like identical to the God units, which is good. I mean, they are designed the same. They shouldn't really see too much difference, barring the passives, barring the links that you obviously achieve with both units. So when talking about the units again, like I was saying, the main difference will be those link sets. Now, Gogeta, I think, is more restricted in terms of a linking partner than the God units. Although Gogeta is technically on more categories, I actually think Gogeta is more limited in terms of link partners. He very much thrives on being linked with Super Saiyan 4 characters, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas, Super Saiyan 4 Vegetas. A lot of them are kind of where you're going to get a lot of his good links, because he has GT, which is like a GT only link, Saiyan Raw, very much a Super Saiyan 4 link. Super Saiyan is obviously very common along with Kamehameha, but the fact that there's two strongest links, GT and Saiyan Raw, which together, the two of them add 35% attack, 2 ki, and 20% defense. Both of those links are huge comparatively to everything else that he has. They are literally the same as like almost the other 4 links put together. The other 5 links put together. So when you have units that clearly give them both of those links, like this SS4 Goku, like the SS4 Vegeta, like the SS4 Gogeta tech, a lot of these units are going to be the best units for him to link up with. So yeah, definitely very, very good. Again, I'm going to be talking over these animations during the first showcase, and then in the second video, or the second battle, I'll let you watch them. I'll let you really enjoy them. But yeah, the transformation is very good. You will notice that the defense goes down a little bit after the transformation. This is because if you are transforming during the initial 7 turns of the unit, you're actually moving from a 197 passive to a 177 passive, which is why you'll see that drop down. Defensively though, we're looking very good. In this turn we do have support, 250,000 defense, very good considering how early on it is in the fight. Remember also, this is 55%. You know, we're hitting 8 million attack stats, we're having 250k defense, we got that high chance to evade and counter, we got that you know, damage reduction that we can have. It's a very good situation to be in. Now I think what you trade off with Gogeta and what you gain with the God units is you gain more certainty. So with Gogeta you obviously have attacks effective against all types, which is permanent, and you have a lot of cookie cutter things, you know, that high chance to counter, you have that high chance of launching in a super attack, you have the medium chance of launching a crit. All of these things are fantastic, but what you gain with the gods is you gain determination. If you get 24 key with the gods, you are guaranteed certain things. Get 16 key, attacks effective against one type. Get 20 key, bam, all of a sudden you're firing off a lot of super attacks. So you have a lot more control over how the gods perform. Enjoy the animation, and I'll be back.
Ready when you are, Vegeta.
So there we go on the entrance animation. In this rotation we've got them linked up with the Int Gogeta. I thought we'd do something different. Take a look at how they do without Saiyan Raw, which is a big attack link, 25%. You can see defense is a little bit lower here as well. This person doesn't have a couple link levels in their 55% Gogeta, but overall 125k is a very good starting point. The Int Gogeta is a pretty decent pairing partner for them. 4.2 million is also not too bad. But again, lacking Kamehameha, lacking Saiyan Raw, it is quite a big switch up. Also no legendary power. You can see that big difference between having the appropriate links and not having the appropriate links, and how it affects their performance. Now, in terms of animations, I think the SS4s are pretty good. I think they are really solid. I think the SS4s are a really good set of units. I think the gods do edge them in terms of animations. I think the SS4s have lovely animations that I think are really stunning and look incredible. But I think the god units definitely do have the more fluid animations overall. Now I think that's just source material. The gods have just better source material for their animation, so generally speaking you are just going to see a better performance from them. Here we do have 30% support, 153,000 defense, which is pretty good. Obviously, you know, last time we saw them at around 170k. We're seeing pretty solid attack stats again as well, 4.4 million, very good. Again, no Saiyan Raw, which is going to be holding us back quite a bit. At 25% link does come in handy quite a bit, but yeah, still really good showing overall. At least for me, I think, yeah, I definitely think Fuse Fighter is their weakest team, or weaker team. I think Fuse Fighter will be getting some buffs with the Part 2 Easy A's, but is definitely right now GT is a very strong option for them. You know, GT Heroes, this Super Saiyan 4 kind of category is really strong. It's got really great units. You've got the LR SS4s, who are fantastic. You've got the, yeah, pretty much all the units that you need under there. You've got the GT Vegeta, the GT Heroes Goku. You've got a great lineup. So yeah, the big difference that you'll notice in the performance is mainly the Saiyan Raw link. That is always going to be quite a big determiner of how high the attack stack can go. But I think overall, I'm really impressed with how the SS4s are doing. I think they do a really good job. So I'm going to let you guys watch the transformation animation, let you guys get a good look at that, and then yeah, come back.
Let's fuse. Kakarot, you're the last person I expected to suggest fusing. This is going to be special. I can feel it. Fusion! I'm neither Goku nor
very, very awesome animations once again. And we're going to get something really cool here. We're going to get the active skill, which, is something that's really rad. Obviously, you could use it straight away. We're not going to be using it, but it's really cool that you can see that you can activate it immediately, which is obviously great. So again, we can see pretty solid attack stats over here. Just remember, guys, that, in terms of the units, like kind of overall performance, defensive equipments actually do apply quite a bit of decent defensive overall improvement on these units. I don't really suggest them. I always suggest going offensive orientated, but equipments are going to do a lot, especially with units that have such high multiplicative passives. So yeah, that is pretty much it. We're now going to take a look at the link set. We're going to take a look at which units link best with Gogeta, and then obviously we will end the video. So we've mentioned it before, but in terms of links, they have a very decent link set. Super Saiyan, very strong. Kamehameha, quite strong. Saiyan Raw, really strong. Shocking Speed, decent. GT, also decent. Fierce Battle, very good. And Legendary Power. Their biggest issue is that they don't have something like Prepared for Battle. So although they are in quite a few categories, Shocking Speed is not the world's most common link set. And GT is obviously something that's more exclusively fitted upon GT units. But if you're looking for units, or if you're looking for like linking partners, you're going to obviously want to focus on the Shocking Speed aspect. Super Saiyan, Fierce Battle, Kamehameha, all great pickups to get, but the Shocking Speed is something that you're really going to need if you're going to want to obviously make the unit work. In terms of other link sets, Saiyan Raw, very good, and GT, something also very, very helpful. Obviously, Super Saiyan 4 units are ones that are going to link pretty well with you, Super Saiyan 4 units. But again, you do want to focus, you need one of the key links. So you definitely need Shocking Speed, you need GT, you need one of the two key links. Although they can do a lot of key, they can gain 2 per type orb, you really want one of the key links. You don't need both, but you need one. If I could suggest one, I would suggest GT, and that's why I think the GT and the Saiyan, or the Super Saiyan, or the SS4 team is a lot better, is because of that ability to run that GT link, which is attack and defense of 10%. If overall you were to link level them, you gain quite a bit. In total, you would gain over 30% attack from leveling them, and you would also gain a massive 25% defense, which is quite a bit. But that is pretty much it, guys, in terms of everything that you need to know. Obviously, your linking partners mainly focus on SS4 units. If you're looking for non-SS4 units, then your best bet is actually a unit like Teen and Gohan, or you're going to have a better time running some of the fusion units. Like they share 4 links with a lot of decent units. The Tech Duo, God Duo, that obviously came out with them, they share 4 links. They then also share 4 links with the physical Gogeta, the Int Gogeta. So they share 4 links with a lot of units, Gobros even, PHY LR Gohan. They share a lot of links with those units, but yeah, generally speaking, you're going to want to stick to the Super Saiyan 4 side of the spectrum, but luckily they have great pairing partners in the form of Int SS4 Gogeta and Tech SS4 Gogeta. Both of them are really, really solid options in terms of linking with them that you can utilize. So that's something that's, I would say, is decent. The Tech SS4 Gogeta especially, he has Shocking Speed, which also helps out, but both him and the Int one don't have Saiyan Raw, so you're actually better off linking them with one of the LRs. And Goku, the AGL Goku, is the best one from that perspective, and Vegeta is a close second, so you can use either one. Both have Saiyan Raw, it's their best link, so if you can get it, because it's 100% one of the best links that you are going to get in the game for Gogeta. Otherwise, focus on GT, focus on Shocking Speed, choose one of the two, and then work from there. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't really think there's anything else to say. Personally, I like Gogeta. I think Gogeta is at 99.99 on a spectrum out of 100. And like I said, the guards are just at 99.98. But both are excellent units, and you should be happy to have either. But bye!